So which is it? When this company goes in and builds something, do they do it very carefully and barefoot in the middle of the night and very quietly? Or do they roll in with massive trucks, screw up all the land, lay a load of concrete, rock it with all the lorries, disrupt the villages for a year, and then screw off with the government money? Councillor Colin Davey says the country is under attack from the huge volume of solar farm applications being submitted. Listen to those words. These solar farms are wiping out food production and nobody's noticing. And everybody's like, oh, you're out there with your flag saying no farmers, no food. And all the conspiracy theorists are saying that plant famines are coming. This is how it's coming. Afternoon. Welcome to another video. I'm filming in Worcestershire, but this one is about Herefordshire, right? Plans lodged for a solar farm on agricultural land. I've done a few bits about solar farms in the last few weeks, and this one caught my attention. So the plans for a new 30-hectare solar farm in Herefordshire have taken a step forward. An application for the proposed 20-megawatt site has been submitted for farmland, farms, food, no farms, no food, change the farms to solar panels, no food. An application for north of Stoke Edith following a ruling that an environment impact assessment study was not required by virtue, according to Herefordshire Council in April, of its size and location. So normally, if you want to put up, say, I don't know, a solar farm, you'd have to do a study on the environmental impact of putting up the solar panels and building everything, and, you know, all the concrete and all the trucks, and a year's worth of taking trucks, you know, down this farm track to build the solar farm. Come on to that in a minute. But renewable energy firm Anesco, who's been seeking the permission, the council have said that they don't need to do an environmental impact assessment study. Now, why have they said that? That seems a bit odd to me, but let's carry on. Renewable energy firm Anesco seeks permissions for solar panels, transformer units, a control room, and grid connection equipment. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be connected for this to happen. Comments on the application can be made via the Herefordshire Council webpage until 25th of July. I have put a link to that in the comments because you can guarantee that they'll do their best to bury that. But here I am putting it out in front of you so you can actually find that and reply to the council. The project is earmarked for land beside the Hereford-Ledbury railway line, a site where Anesco says the substantial environmental, economic and social benefits outweigh its position within an area of flood risk. So they're putting it on a floodplain, and they're basically saying that the land that it's going on is a load of crap, so it doesn't matter that we're putting solar panels on it, even though it's farmland. Anesco said its development would not increase the risk of flooding within or outside the site, and they added that the project would not result in any increased pollution of any form, with no significant producers of sound or light proposed on the site. Okay, so it's not that the solar panels themselves will pollute once they are in, but the problems that we do have is, go and watch my video on solar panels. There isn't a single solar panel manufacturer that can completely prove that slave labour isn't involved in the production of the solar panels. Then you've got all the pollution that would take place just building the solar farm. Then you've got all the issues that the solar farm itself, they've been proven to change the local environment and the weather around them. Then you've got the fact that more pests are likely to be able to exist around solar panels because things like birds of prey can't get in underneath the solar panels to go and predate on, say, the rats. So there's a whole load of issues with solar panels that nobody ever wants to talk about. It's stated enhanced hedgerows along with tree and scrub planting would ensure that the landscape impacts are reduced where possible. Why do I not believe it when all of these big development companies want to do something, and then in order to get us to go, oh yeah, that's all right, you can do that so long as you do this, and then they never do the this bit. We've seen it time and time again, haven't we? Land beneath the development would continue to retain an agricultural use, with sheep grazing being feasible, Anesco said, adding that the loss of farmland would be temporary and reversible. Again, like, why don't we trust these guys? If given the go-ahead, lorries would access the site during a 48 to 50-week construction period via minor adjacent roads. So, if you're in Stoke Edith, you are looking at losing some of your local farmland. You're looking at a 1 year period where you're going to have lorries going up and down all of the tiny little roads, causing an absolute mess and a nuisance, then you're going to end up with a solar farm and more rats. What a great result. The other thing is, right, it's not going to be 48 to 50 weeks, is it? It's not going to be a year. It's going to be 18 months because these things always run over. Right, but the next bit, Jeff's bonus bit, I've learned from making these videos that when a company name pops up, it's always good to put it into a search engine, followed by the word scandal or controversy. And that will give you a picture as to just who these companies are. So I typed in Anesco controversy and I got loads of results. So I got a Birmingham Live article, which is 100 stand against battery storage plan for Greenbelt in Great Bar. So once again, we've got Anesco, same company, trying to build on Greenbelt land. So the very special circumstances presented by the applicant, Anesco, in relation to the benefits of the proposal in providing a renewable energy storage facility on Greenbelt land are acknowledged and they do afford significant weight. However, given the substantial scale of the collective harm, both to the Greenbelt and the conservation area, in this case, the benefits of the proposal are not considered to outweigh the overall harm when considering the application as a whole. So this time they got turned down, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to try elsewhere. Who are Anesco and what government grants are they working on the back of? Because you can guarantee some sort of dodgy funding is going on in the background, isn't it? So that's that one. So they got refused just outside Birmingham, building on Greenbelt. And it's interesting there that they say that was a renewable energy storage facility. The substantial scale of collective harm. What did it say in that one there? It said that there would be substantial environmental, economic and social benefits. Substantial either way, isn't it? They like the word substantial. But they say the project would not result in any increased pollution of any form. But the Birmingham one, they said substantial levels of harm. So which is it? When this company goes in and builds something, which is it? Do they have a tiny footprint? Do they do it very carefully and barefoot in the middle of the night and very quietly? Or do they roll in with massive trucks, screw up all the land, lay a load of concrete, rock it with all the lorries, disrupt the villages for a year, and then screw off with the government money? I reckon that's what's happening. Right, the next one. This was from Lincolnshire Live newspaper. It's not a newspaper, it's one of those websites that just sells advertising. You know the type where you click on an article, you think, oh, that looks interesting, and then the minute you click it, you get 25 pop-ups asking you if you want to do something, and then your computer crashes. Seems to be a real epidemic of that at the moment. Controversial West Burton solar farm plans reach a key milestone. Last September, someone said, with the war in Ukraine and wheat prices going through the roof, it's madness to take this amount of good agricultural land out of production. Do we want 10,000 acres of good agricultural land in the breadbasket of England taken out of agricultural use? Once again, this is Councillor Colin Davey, actually, said the country was under attack by the volume of solar farm applications. Councillor Colin Davey says the country is under attack from the huge volume of solar farm applications being submitted. Listen to those words. These solar farms are wiping out food production and nobody's noticing. And everybody's like, oh, you're out there with your flag saying no farmers, no food. And all the conspiracy theorists are saying that planned famines are coming. This is how it's coming. You know, these planned famines, they don't just knock on the door and go, hello, I'm a famine, I'm here. And you go, oh, okay, no problem. We knew you were arriving on this date. It happens incrementally. It happens slowly. And we'll suddenly get to a point where we've gone, oh, crap. We ripped out all the food and we put solar panels in. And now we've got a little bit of energy on the odd sunny day that they let us have, but nobody's got anything to eat. What are we going to do? It'll be too late by that point. And the government will issue you your government-issued piece of processed food for the day. And that'll be that. Oh, that's that book, isn't it? Agenda 21 by Glenn Beck. Yeah, that's it. Where everyone has to walk on a treadmill to generate their government-mandated amount of, block of nutrition. And no one's allowed to go anywhere. Oh, yeah, that's just a book, isn't it? Certainly seems like this is the way that it could become real life. So Councillor Colin Davey says the country's under attack from the volume of solar farm applications. Another one, this is BBC News. Solar panel farm switched on in the New Forest. One of the UK's largest ground-mounted solar farms has been switched on in Hampshire. Energy firm Anesco has erected 18,000 solar panels on 30 acres of farmland on the Cadland estate near Fowley in the New Forest. The farm will earn money through the government's feed-in tariff scheme for renewable energy. Oh, look, I am right. It's a solar panel company taking all the government money. They don't give a crap if they're wiping out food. They don't give a crap if they're wiping out animals and creating problems for all the locals and creating problems with pests. They don't care. It's just another company that's on the government payroll. Another one from the Southern Daily Echo. More than 100 objections lodged against solar farm near Alresford. Khalid Aziz, Chronicle columnist from St Mary Bourne, wrote, I strongly object to this proposal as it's clearly in totally the wrong place. The Three Castles path is a vital part of Winchester and Hampshire heritage and as such should not be blighted by a sea of solar panels. In short, this is totally the wrong place for such a project. So, this Anesco, what was it the quote that Colin said? Colin Davey, councillor, the country is under attack by the volume of solar farm applications. Keep an eye on all of these in your local news. That's what's going on in Herefordshire Shire. And all the details are in the pinned comment at the top. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I will not eat the bugs.